Assalamu alaikum dear students, me Sayyida Anam Raza Bukhari and I am your instructor for the course Pakistan Studies which we are starting today. Pakistan Studies is a very fascinating course because it covers Pakistan's history, politics and society. In other words, this course is about you, about me, about the country and the environment we are living in. This course will cover important developments that have some relationship with Pakistan. So the first topic of this subject of this course is the ideology of Pakistan. Before starting this topic, let's see the objectives of this topic. After studying this, after learning about this topic, you will be able to know about the origin of ideology, definition of ideology. You will know about the source and elements of the ideology. You will also get knowledge about the Pakistan ideology and its motivating factor and about the two nation theory. Main contents of this topic are: what are the ideology, where from it originated, definition of ideology, kinds of ideology, signification of ideology, how ideology emerged, ideology of Pakistan, its evolution, its factor, its element and importance of ideology of Pakistan, and in the end we will conclude this topic. So let's start our topic with the origin and its meaning. Ideology is the combination of two Greek words, ido, which means ideas, and logos, which means science. Thus, ideology means science of ideas. The first person who used this word was a French philosopher. His name was Alcide de Tracy. He used this word during the French Revolution. Let's see the definition of ideology. Ideology is a set of beliefs, ideas and values. Ideology is the science of ideas, manners of thinking. Ideas which based on some economic, social or political theories or system is called ideology. George Lewis said, ideology is plan or program which is based upon philosophy. Dr. Hassan Askari Rizvi wrote that ideology is the set of principles. It is a framework of action and a guidance system that gives order and meaning of life. It gives a nation or a group with sense of purpose, a sense of commitment, a sense of identity, a desire to work for achievement of certain goals and objectives. According to Encyclopedia of Britannica, a form of social or political philosophy in which practical elements are as prominent as theoretical ones. Let's talk about the kinds of ideology. There are different, you may say, kinds of ideology, but there are main three kinds of ideology. First one is religious, the second one is political, and third one is economic ideology. Firstly, talk about the religious ideology. What is religious ideology? It deals to establish a social and living system in the light of basic principles of a religion. Political ideology. It deals to establish a specific political system for the followers of that ideology according to their thinking. What is economic ideology? It deals to solve the financial problems of the nation. So let's talk about the importance of the ideology. What is the importance of ideology? Ideology plays a very important and dynamic role in the lives of the nations as well as groups because it shows them the path. It keeps the people united. It provides basic principle for legislation, and it provides identity to a nation. So next question is how ideology emerges. Rao M. Christensen said that it emerges among the people who are not satisfied, when people strongly feel that they are being mistreated under existing order, when prevailing ideology no longer satisfies them. In this situation, ideology emerges. After after knowing about the ideology, its meaning, its origin, let's talk about the ideology of Pakistan. Ideology of Pakistan is based on the two nation theory, and ideology of Pakistan is the ideology of Islam. Ideology, as I said earlier, that ideology of Pakistan is based on the two nation theory, which upholds that Hindus and the Muslims are two separate nations having their own culture, civilization, literature, religion, and the way of life. Muslim can't merge with any other nation because their philosophy of life is based upon the principles of Islam. Two nation theory means that there were two major nations in British India. Muslims are not a community but a nation. A nation with different identity, different culture, civilization, and different outlook of life and outlook on life. Therefore, Muslims are nation. This concept developed long after the establishment of Pakistan. This concept led to the establishment of Pakistan. Pakistan itself didn't create nationhood. Nationhood came into being before, and then on this basis, on the base of this concept, we demand a separate state, or we achieve a separate state. Muslims of the subcontinent wanted to protect their identity and advance their interests. They also wanted to order their lives in according to the teaching and philosophy of Islam. So we can say that ideology of Pakistan is the ideology of Islam. Let's see the evolution of the ideology of Pakistan. Ideology of Pakistan took shape through evolutionary process. Initially, Muslim demand creation certain Muslim demanded certain safeguards, certain political and constitutional securities. They demand a federal system for the India. It was at later stage then Muslims demanded a separate homeland, because both the Britishers and the Congress was not willing to accommodate these demands of the Muslim. The first person who wrote about the two nation theory in the South Asia was the Al-Biruni. He wrote in his book Kitabul Hind about the two nation theory. His research shows that there is a marked differences between Hindus and the Muslims. They are two different nations. They have almost nothing in common. So we can say that he was the founder of two nation theory in South Asia. The second person was Sheikh Ahmad Sarhandi. He also gave the same idea of two nation theory during the ruling period of Akbar, because Akbar was trying to, I'm talking about a Mughal emperor Akbar. Akbar was trying to unite Hinduism and the Islam. At this stage, Sheikh Ahmad Sarhandi gave the idea of two nation theory. After that, Shah Waliullah was the person who you may say also believed that Islam is a complete code of life and it's totally different from the Hinduism. After that, Allama Muhammad Iqbal was the person. Before Allama Iqbal, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was the person who used the word two nation theory. In 1867, Hindu leaders tried to replace Urdu with Hindi script. This step started Urdu Hindi controversy. At that time, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan presented two nation theory. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was the first person who not only presented the idea of two nation theory but also gave wake up call, the wake of the Muslims through Aligarh movement. He united the people and he worked a lot for the uplift of the Muslims. After that, Allama Iqbal was the person who gave the idea of separate state in 1930. He was the first person who practically talked about a separate state, and first time he gave the idea of सेपरेट स्टेट. इससे पहले जितने भी फ़िलोसफर्स आए उन्होंने या तो टू नेशन थ्योरी की बात की या उसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन की बात की, बट ही वाज द फर्स्ट पर्सन हु प्रैक्टिकली presented the idea of separate state. If we talk about the Muhammad Ali Jinnah's views, then Jinnah's concept of nationalism based on two phases. In the first phase, he was in the favor of Hindu-Muslim unity, and we all know that he was known as the ambassador of Hindu-Muslim unity. But after 1935, he used the term nation for the Muslims. He said, we are nation with our own different culture and civilization. In Lahore resolution, he presented the same ideas. This two nation theory became the main factor of separate state. We will discuss these three main leaders, I mean Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Allama Iqbal and Jinnah, in the next lecture, inshallah. Let's see the factors which led to the ideology of Pakistan. There are different factors, and we are going to study 5 or 6 different factors. Among them, first one is the religious differences. Hindus and the Muslims belong to different religions. Muslims are the believers of one God. On the other hand, Hinduism is based on the multiple gods. In the same way, we all know that Hindus follows a caste system. On the other hand, Muslims strongly believed on the equality. So we may say that we believe our beliefs are totally different from the Hinduism. So we believe on the supreme authority of God. These are the main, we may say, religious differences between the Hinduism and the Islam. Let's talk about the Hindu nationalism. A number of Hindu nationalist movements which merged from time to time in the Indian history added fuel to the fire. The Hindu nationalist leader totally ignored the great contributions made by the Muslims in the Indian society by the way of promoting education and the other social activities. Different movements like Shuddhi, Sankirtan and Arya Samaj movements, these movements polluted the environment. So this is the role of Hindu nationalism. Let's talk about the cultural differences between the Hinduism and the Islam. Muslims followed the Islamic culture, while we know that Hindus inherited a self-built culture. Hindus burned their bodies while Muslims buried them. Muslims and the Hindus do not intermarry nor they interdine. Totally different culture है हिंदूस का और मुस्लिम्स का. हमारे खाने के मैनर्स, इवन कि आप यहाँ से अंदाज़ा लगाएं कि हम जो हैं गाय की कुर्बानी करते हैं एंड दे वर्शिप द काउ. सो दीज आर द cultural differences between the Hinduism and the Islam. Let's talk about the social differences of these two nations. The two communities of the subcontinent different in their social life as well. The clothes, the food, the household things and the layout of homes, everything is totally different from each other. Let's talk about the economic differences of these two nations. After 1865, the Muslim economy was crushed. There were Muslims were thrown out of the government services, and their properties were confiscated, while Hindus were provided opportunities of economic progress. There are some educational differences between the Hindus and the Muslims. We know that Hindus had advanced in the educational field because they quickly took to the English education, while Muslims didn't receive modern education, which heavily affected their economic condition also. Now let's talk about the political differences between two nations. These two nations, the political differences between the Hindus and the Muslims have played an important role in the development and the evolution of two nation theory. First thing we have learned about earlier, and the difference is, you may say, Urdu Hindi controversy. In 1867, Hindus demanded to replace Urdu with the Hindi script. This thing create a gap between the Hindus and the Muslims. The other political factor was the Congress attitude. We know that Congress came into being, or it was founded in 1885, and it claimed that it presented all the communities of the India, but they supported, you may say, this party supported the Hindus. They worked for the protection of the rights and the safeguards of the rights of the Hindus. The next political factor is the partition of Bengal. In 1905, partition of Bengal ensured a number of political benefits for the Muslims, but the Hindus launched movements against the partition. So Britishers have to announce an element of Bengal in 1991. This thing also created a gap between the Hindus and the Muslims. Then we all know that we know about the Shimla deputation in 1906, in which Muslim delegation demand for separate electorate. After that, the establishment of Muslim League in 1906, it was also a very important political factor, because this political party create a consciousness among the Muslims. They create awareness among the Muslims, so that they demand for their own rights, and this is the factors which led to the ideology of Pakistan. Let's see the elements of the ideology on which ideology of Pakistan based. First two, Islam and two nation theory, have been discussed earlier in detail. Let's move towards the third one, which is the territorial land. Land is the third important element of the ideology of Pakistan. A piece of land was necessary for the existence and the promotion of Islamic ideology, as soul requires body. Qazi Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah said in March 1941, nothing would be achieved simply by raising slogan or for nation. We are one nation, and the nation can't survive in the air. It requires an independent land. So territorial land is an important element of the ideology of Pakistan. Let's talk about the democratic system. In an Islamic state, all the affairs are decided on the basis of the Sharia. In the other words, all the social, economic, political, and the cultural affairs are operated on the basis of the mutual consensus and the Islamic democracy. Urdu language also an important element of the ideology of Pakistan. In the subcontinent, Urdu was considered to be the language of the Muslims and the Hindi to the Hindus. After Urdu Hindi controversy, Hindus were not ready. After Urdu Hindi controversy, Muslim got knowledge about the thing that Hindus were not ready to tolerate the culture and traditions of the Muslim. So Muslim also began to think about the establishment of a political party and the establishment of a separate state. Let's see the importance of the ideology. Ideology is a motivating factor for a nation. So it's motivate the Muslim, it's create a political awareness among the Muslims, it united the Muslim under the flag of Muslim League. It gave them a goal, and we all know the goal. What was the goal? The goal was the achievement of a separate state. So this ideology resulted in the creation of a separate state, in the creation of Pakistan. Let's conclude this topic. The fundamental concept of the ideology of Pakistan is that Muslims are separate nation having their own culture, literature, religion and way of life. They can't be merged in any other nation. They should be able to develop their own culture and religious traditions. So this ideology ideology of Pakistan resulted into the creation of Pakistan. I think this video will be helpful for you to understand about the ideology and the ideology of Pakistan. If you have any question, you may ask. You are always welcome. Thank you very much for listening me. Allah Hafiz.